longer. This was something he had never experienced before, and thus he instantly grew incomparably cautious. No longer able to locate the stone ground beneath his feet, he feared that he might fall from the clouds into the heart of the mountain and die. He stared closely at the thatched cottage and pondered for a while with his eyes narrowed. Convinced that the stone ground was still there between him and the thatched cottage, he finally took his first trembling step forward. Boom! The moment his foot landed, a surge of energy fluctuations entered his body through the bottom of his foot, which then turned into millions of strands of energy that swam upwards along his legs. He immediately experienced soreness and numbness all over. When he unleashed his psychic power to examine his body, he discovered that those strands of energy seemed to have found an outlet and rushed forth into his mind. Shortly after, he felt muddle-headed as he started to lose his balance and stagger. Every muscle and meridian inside of him seemed to be invaded by the strange, fine strands of energy, and gradually, he started to feel a rise in his body temperature. Second step. The voice once again echoed out from within the thatched cottage. Muddle-headed and dizzy, Etienne followed the person's instructions and slowly took his second step. Boom! Another surge of energy rushed into his soul, reaching every one of his bones and limbs and filling his entire body. His body suddenly expanded out like an inflated balloon, just as what had previously occurred in the green illusion dimension when he had tried to refine the blood he had absorbed. A heart-wrenching pain came from within each and every one of his pores, which grew increasingly unbearable and eventually made him cry out loud. Ah! While he was roaring wildly, sweat started spilling out from his pores, which was mixed with filth that was being discharged from within his body. Continue. The voice rang out again. Etienne struggled to resist the acute pain. Jaw clenched, he took another step forward. With every step he took, astonishing energy would break out from within the clusters of clouds beneath his feet, rush inside of him without meeting any obstacle, and wander about in his flesh and bones, as if it was attempting to stimulate him. When he took the seventh step, the pain built up to the point where he was on the verge of losing consciousness. His legs felt as heavy as mountains, and he found it almost impossible to take even